Hey guys. All right. So sorry I had to kind of pause on that last one. It was time to run down to the bus. So I'm trying to see. I just went live like probably the last 4 or 5 minutes and I was not live for real. So I'm trying to figure out why and see if we're actually on here. Now, it's so annoying when this happens. Sorry, guys. Let me find my group. And, yep, my hair is up. Okay. Man, I don't know. It is a hot day. It is a warm, we're just not used to this warm weather right now. All right, so I put my hair up after we got home in the bus. We all had a popsicle. Now the kids are outside playing, so it might be a little loud. I'm just going to give you a heads up on that. Real life happening here. All right, so what we did before I had to pause is we have our blocks, and I put the letters on. They looked like this. And do you see that? Hello? There we go. And I just put them on there, peeled the letters off. And then I went over them with the white to build that barrier. And now I'm going to go over them with yellow. And the thing with this is, and I really wish I could have gotten this part done because that would have been perfect, but oh well, it didn't work out. But the thing with this is because I'm not using a chalk paint. It usually takes a few different separate coats, so just kind of keep that in mind. I will say also, I really went back and forth on the color for the letters. When you see, if you're on here and you have a finish cuff rate, maybe you can chime in on this and just give me your thoughts on this, but I feel like when you see it in person, it's definitely, you can see the letters. It was really hard to photograph though. I think that the letters could, I actually, like I said earlier, I almost painted the basket like a mint, a little, or maybe a turquoise blue. Oh wait, I'm not gonna do that. And then, so leave the bottom, don't do the bottom part. Get the bottom on the next coat. That way you have something to work on. Actually, I really kind of enjoyed having this kind of up. Last thing that I did. Okay, so I'm going to just do this again to this side. But yeah, so I almost did it like a turquoise color, and I thought that would actually be a really good color to have done it like instead of the white. So you could then do whatever color stencil or wood on the bottom. So if you wanted to do turquoise, you could do it like this, paint it turquoise and go over it with the yellow, or vice versa. Use the stencil as a stencil like we did with the other signs. Leave the letters behind. Whatever floats your boat, whatever works for you. You do you. Another option. Black could have been another color as well. Just really wasn't going for like a lot of black. I guess I could have though, because I did have the farmer's market in black. So there's just so many options, and that's the thing, sometimes it takes me forever because I want to make it look good, have it be my style that I would put in my house, but at the same time that will speak to everyone. So sometimes it is a little challenging for me, I will say. All right, so my last one is here. So basically all I'm doing is putting the yellow coat number 1 on top of the letters. Got a lot of paint in my spongy, so getting it there. I'm not painting the bottom because as I go over this again, I will then do the next coat with, I will get the bottom. And there we go. Put this down really gently, it'll be okay. While we're waiting for this to dry, I am going to, did we multiply back there?
Yeah.
I am going to actually flip to our ultimate craft crate. Just check on these really quick and see how we're doing. So they're looking good. I'm actually kind of feeling like this top is pretty dry. So you know what? I am going to go ahead and do the bottom really quick. Because the bottom part, the top and the bottom are wood, and it's just soaking it right down in. Just nice. Helps for drying purposes. So now I can do the side over here. Okay. Now, if you were putting these anywhere that you're kind of worried about paint transferring, you may not even want to paint the bottoms. You know, sometimes if you're not putting them on a tier tray, or if your tier tray has a surface on there that maybe could get stuck to something else, do you know what I mean? Sometimes you have, you know, surfaces that like to stick together, no matter how dry they are, and even if they have a surface that it shouldn't do that. Sometimes I actually don't paint the bottoms of certain signs. Like my mantle is okay, but I have an area where I put my tier tray above my kitchen window, and I feel like maybe because it gets so much sunlight, if I put anything right there, it literally, the paint sticks to like that countertop section up above my sink. It's like a garden type window. So you don't, like I said, you don't have to do the bottom. Not really going to show anyway, so. All right, so I'm just adding a little bit more paint. There we go. So I am going to move on to the ultimate craft crate, or the ultimate upgrade, I mean. Sorry, there's a lot going on. And here we go. So if you upgraded to the ultimate, you get the super, super cute, right here, mason jar. This guy. And I'm going to turn on my hot glue gun again, so I have it warmed up. So these were, oh my gosh, I'm super excited the way these turned out. I was nervous. I've never worked with epoxy and anything like that before, resin and epoxy mixture and all. And like I said, if you upgraded, I really was trying to figure out a way to get the, like, allow you guys and teach you guys how to do this. But honestly, I was just nervous because the more I started to research it, the more it just didn't seem like a good idea, even for pickup, because right now my porch, even though it's in the shade, it's still hot out there. And I was hearing horror stories of people just even having these items delivered, like Amazon delivery, of their packages, their bottles exploding and opening up, because when this stuff gets mixed, it gets up to 400 degrees, and like not really the best idea to be sending that out in the mail. And I need to find some more sticky transfer tape. All right, maybe we'll do this one first. So with our ultimate upgrade, what we're going to do, you will have received this. Your jar will look just like this, and I'll talk about how I did that in a second. The other thing is you will also be receiving a little lemon. Yours are going to be just a hair different from the ones I had pictured. We're going to actually make them. And the reason is because so many of you guys ordered them that it actually worked out perfect, that I had enough to do some for the finished, and then all the DIYs, you actually are going to make them with me. And I think that we'll have more fun doing it. And I also think that I don't know. I don't know what I think, but I had a thought. I thought something. So you have received your little stencil, and I just want to show this to you because when I was making these before, I ran into this problem, and so I want to just troubleshoot something with you guys. So you have this little, it's like a 1.5 inch wood circle. Super cute. I cut this out here so that it could actually sit on the jar. The stencil is really itty bitty tiny, and I was having some issues with all the pieces, like keeping some down, some up, and whatever. So I pulled these, I left half behind like I normally would, and then I pulled or allowed the others to pull up like that. It just doesn't want to stay. So that it almost looks like half of a piece or one lemon wedge slice, whatever, like that, just to show you guys. So what I am going to do is, if you have a toothpick or if you don't have a weeding tool like this, a toothpick works really well. And all I'm going to do is peel it off. And it's simple when it comes right on off. Okay, so you can see that. So if you're having a hard time leaving it behind, just put it on there and just peel it off when you finish. And if you want, you can put the puzzle back together and have another stencil to use for another time. But I just don't want you to get frustrated with like pieces not staying back and wanting to pull up. If that entire stencil comes up, it's okay. You can absolutely let it pull up and just peel the pieces off so that they look like this. Now I am missing a little tiny little seed on there that I'm gonna put back on. You're okay. And there we go. So I'm gonna give it just a little bit of white to do the base on there. I did paint mine white already. I'm sorry, I just got a little carried away there when we were base coating earlier, so. All right, so there's step one. Cute little thing, isn't it? Cute little thing. Okay, the next thing is you have your wood cork. I painted, well, this got painted as well, and I'm not gonna cry over spilled lemonade here, but it got base coated accidentally, and we're gonna roll with it. So what I am going to do is grab, hopefully I have enough stick left on here. I do not see any more over here. Yeah, I don't see any more. I'll grab a different one. And I did write on the back of your stencils as well, since we have two that are very similar, which was which. Like one says coaster and then the other one says Velcro. These little seeds are not wanting to stick. So I'm just gonna put this on here like this and pull them off. Alrighty, so like I said, I'm just gonna add these couple pieces that did not want to stay, and then I'm gonna add the couple pieces, or take the couple pieces off that did not want to come off. Everybody has their own agenda today, it looks like, with these stencils. And put the puzzle back together so that I can use it again. I'm gonna go over this with my white. Make sure it's on there pretty good. When we base coated this, even though I was using my usually chalk paint when and done, I did have to add, I think it ended up being 2 to 3 coats, because the cork just really likes the paint. It really enjoys absorbing it and soaking it right on in. All right, so there's our white. We're now gonna go over our, let's go over these again. some paint on there. And don't be alarmed if you are like feeling like you are painting and painting and painting with these, because we most definitely, yellow just sometimes takes a lot of paint, and it's okay. It is what it is. Also, just watch around your edges, because you just want to make sure that you smooth them out as you go, because if not, you can have some paint build up on the edges, and that just kind of you know, like right in here, as you're painting this way, you might have some excess, so just kind of smooth it back out. And get a little bit more on here. Here we go. Oh, everybody's outside today. It is just a beautiful day. It's really warm though. Their faces are really red. I'm hoping that we're still live. There we go. Alrighty, so all of a sudden my iPad just started playing a different video, so hopefully all is good. I think this is probably going to be the last coat of this yellow that I'm going to choose to put on here. I think it's good, but don't be worried if it takes, you know, 3 or 4 coats. Messy, messy. All right, so we're gonna let those dry. So we're going to pick up the pieces that we've already base coated here, and I'm going to give them a nice coat of yellow. I am going around the edges, and I also am going to do the back side of these. And I'm not as concerned of how many coats on the back side, but do them anyways. So there we go with that. And doing the same here. There we go. And go around the edges. I didn't do the underside. I left that blank cork. You could, if you wanted to, do the opposite side. I had somebody bring up the idea that they wanted to do the other side pink. They could have a regular lemonade and a pink lemonade. That sounds fun. You could do a line too. You could put a saying with another stencil that you have. I think there's just a lot of different fun opportunities with them. Okay. All right, so we'll let that sit for a second and dry. Where do I want to put it? There's good. So these are still pretty tacky, but like one chunk on here that's driving me nuts. The other thing you'll want to do when you have your jar is you will want to put your bow around there. It should go 2 to 3 times around in a cute little bow. I am praying that these things made it in one piece, because I just have never shipped these before or packaged them up. It felt like when we were originally going to do bubble wrap around them, maybe some shred, something to kind of cushion them. But I almost felt like those items were just too much. And the straw, one of the straws bent with the bubble wrap, even though it was really light, but just in the box. And then if it had too much space to move, So I wrapped them just really gently with tissue paper. So I do hope that they are making it safely. And if they're not, just give me a shout. I will do absolutely everything that I can to get you a new one and make sure that it's all good to go. So it was the first time ever doing these, making them, shipping them, so delivering them, whatever. So just, you know, let me know. Let me know if there's an issue. But I definitely can see these with different colors. Somebody messaged me yesterday about hot cocoa. That would be fun. In the winter, maybe some whipped cream on there. So I think these have a lot of options. So they're going to be a good time. I think we're going to make more of those. As long as I can figure out how to ship them properly. That's kind of making me a little bit nervous. Not a little bit, a lot. So, but they're a good time, and there's little cute mason jars. Honestly, guys, I have had these for like 2 years. I just didn't know what I wanted to do with them. And I'm going to put just another coat on here really quick while I'm chatting with you. And so way back when I was doing my plans for this month's craft crate, like way before Christmas, this was my original thought with them, was somehow doing lemonade, but I never really gave it never dawned on me to like think about resin and how you do all that sort of stuff, because I really had never done it. And my neighbor and I put our heads together because I'm like, tissue paper in that jar looks dumb and I don't know what to do. Maybe I scratch it completely, you know, those moments where you're like, cancel it all. I don't know what to do. And then we were just kind of looking, and she was looking things up and getting ideas, and we both came up with that fun ideas. So I'm pretty excited how they turned out. I think you guys will be too. But basically with the resin and the epoxy, you just have to mix equal parts. They come in jars. That stuff is not cheap. So if you have a Michael's coupon, Hobby Lobby, like a 40%, 50% off, I highly recommend using it because it was not inexpensive, which is part of the other reason why I had to figure that out too. So, you know, it's all good. But you mix equal parts. You slowly mix it. I really wanted to do it live the other day, but it was so late. It was like 11 o'clock at night when I finally got around to him. Maybe what I'll do is make another one day and show you guys. But you just mix equal parts, A and B, and you slowly mix it. I then added a little bit of paint in it, poured it in, let it sit. If it was kind of getting bubbly, I knew I did a good job with mixing. And then let it sit overnight. But the jars do get like up to 400 degrees. I was not really expecting that until I started researching them a little bit more. And I was like, that's really hot. Where is everybody? Okay. So I'm going to go ahead now and peel off the letters. Can you get Charlie some more water, please, buddy? Thank you. And here we go. We're just going to pull these off. They're not totally dry, but they're dry enough that they're ready. If for some reason when you're pulling your letters up, if you have a lot of paint on there and the paint is coming up with the letters, let them sit for a lot longer. That means most likely you just have a lot coat after coat. It didn't dry in between coats. And it just needs to sit for a while longer before it is ready to pull up. I think because I mixed this with the chalk paint, it's not doing that, and I didn't go super thick. Well, nope, it's not pulling up there. Piece underneath it. I'm not really struggling with it. I don't think I've ever really used the enamel. Yeah, I have. I've used the enamel before, and it has pulled up now that I think about it. Did it on something for Easter a few years ago. So you just have to be careful. If your paint's pulling up, just take a chill, put it to the side for a while longer, and maybe even just overnight, and let it sit and totally cure and dry. So we have the and sweet. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with using an acrylic paint or, let's see, I'll put this here, maybe put something underneath it. If that's it, use what you have. I am all for using what I have. And it's why we're using the Velcro, the black Velcro this month, because I have it. I don't have to buy it, and I didn't have to budget it into the box. So, you know, that's just kind of use up what you have. Make it work. Mix colors if you don't have the exact color, if you can. If you can even Google like how to mix midnight blue. I don't know, like what colors it takes to do that, and look it up and try to mix it. And we've done that a lot over time. Just if I didn't have a certain color that somebody was really asking for when we did more custom type orders. And even still, if there's a color that I'm like, that's just not what I'm visualizing, I want it to have a little bit more green, or I want it to do, I'll mix those colors all day long. But the key is to keep a little extra if you have any touch-ups. And I do have a notebook where I write all of that now, because for the life of me, I'd always think I would remember, and I don't. There's even sometimes I'll go back and make a sign that I've made a million signs of, and it was just years ago, and I just don't even recall what turquoise I used or what green I used. So a notebook isn't a bad thing to just make some notes on that. These are perfect. They're coming right on up. There we go. We've got squeeze and summertime. See it? There you go. And we have one more. We've got day. So I talked about it yesterday. I have not really discussed it today. We didn't do like a tic-tac-toe or a bingo or a this or that for you guys this month. What we did do instead was we have the referral coupons, and I'll let you in on a little secret. So you have the share, and whoever you want to share that with, there is a referred by at the bottom. Just write your name on yours. And let them know that if they're going to use that code from you, to let them know. And I will also be looking for it, because it'll tell me what code that they used when they check out. But that code is specific for you guys only. So you don't have your own individual, but I know that that code is only from Craft Crates. The Share Brain BFM Craft Crate with you sharing. So if you need more, you let me know. But the other thing you can do is give out that code. Maybe they don't live here local. Just give out that code and just let them know to let me know that who referred them. And in next month's box, you guys will receive, the more referrals you have come in, the more freebie gifts that you will receive from me. And they're cute. And it's not like you're going to get 3 of the exact same thing. So, but you'll see it soon enough. It says that my broadcast has been paused. Are you guys seeing that? Uh-oh. It's showing on here, it's okay. So I'm gonna keep rolling and fingers crossed. So all I'm doing is pulling all these off, all those stencils off, and we will be done in just a jiffy. So I do have my glue gun plugged in because I am going to glue this little piece on my mason. And I know I mentioned earlier, but if you don't have a weeding tool, you can always use a toothpick to pull up any of your stencils off of your wood. It works just fine. Or a little razor, anything like that, your nails. So look how cute that is. Love it. And last but not least, we are going to do this guy. It's gonna get loud, just a heads up. Hi guys. And gonna pull these up really quick. Oh, they're going flying. The little seeds here. You can spray this if you have any type of a poly spray, but I did personally use an enamel paint. You use the Bungalow 47 paint. That paint is fine too. Indoor outdoor paint, that is totally fine to use on here. But if you want, you can spray it with an enamel, or I'm sorry, with a, what did you say a second ago? It's gone. I don't know. It's totally gone. Poly, like a poly spray. You can do that. I will say that sometimes you want to just do a little section of it at first, because sometimes the poly spray can mess up the paint color. So just keep that in mind. All right, so if you have your jar, you will then, I would recommend putting the bow on now, and then we'll get ready to put some glue on here and glue it on. I just put a little bit of glue like inside the little pie part, triangle, and I am going to move it towards me just for a second. Hold it on there. Let it cool down for a second. And I'm going to add just a little bit more right on up in there so that it's actually kind of glued to the twine. I don't know if it's really needed, but it just makes me feel better. So there it is. You can see the glue on there, just a hair, but it's clear. So it is what it is, but I think it's super cute and totally worth it. Yay! I can't wait to see how they all turn out. Be fun. So we have now finished making everything. I feel like this was a pretty simple one. We didn't have anything super crazy to me that was difficult. Maybe if you decide not to do the crackle would maybe be the most difficult part. I think, yeah, working with the little skinnier letters, that can be as well, but for the most part, I think we did okay. And so what I've been hearing so far, that y'all are enjoying it and not having too many questions on it, which is a good thing. But as always, if you have any questions, just let me know. I hope you enjoy these cute little blocks. Have fun stacking them. I feel like there's lots of different ways you could stack them, as here or flat, one in the center. But I'm excited to see how you decorate. And like I said, oh, we also included this month my mom's lemonade recipe, or as my boys just call it, Yuminade. Lemonade recipe card, kind of fun. And we have this, so don't forget to head on over and give those out to your friends so they can order. I will see you guys later. Have a good afternoon.